Michigan Magazine is kept on the road by our many Michigan friends. Thunder Bay Resort, a destination for all seasons with special events and packages. Thunder Bay Resort in Hillman. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. On this week's Michigan Magazine, we explore the possibilities of Bigfoot in Michigan with our special guest from Moscow, Russia, international Bigfoot hunter and researcher, Igor Bourtsev. Dr. Bourtsev has been hot on Bigfoot's trail since the 1940s. What he discovers in Michigan and reveals to us is startling. Also on the show, we bring you another shelter stories of pets available for adoption in Michigan. But first, we do a bit of urban exploration into the alleys of Clare, Michigan, where we find a wonderful community masterpiece. Stay tuned, it's all straight ahead on this edition of Michigan Magazine. The Michigan-made rebounding mailbox pole. Never again worry about the winter snowplow taking out your mailbox with this ingenious rebounding pole. Your mailbox takes a hit and keeps coming back year after year. Call now or visit their website, toughmailboxes.com. Something special's cooking, hot and delicious. Indulge yourself at Morning at Maggie's in Bay City. Omelets, frittatas, hotcakes, and more. Make every day special with a stop at Morning at Maggie's for breakfast or lunch on Saginaw in Bay City. Clemick Sales and Service on Mapes Road, west of Mile, your complete recreational vehicle sales and service connection. Visit their beautiful showroom of new and pre-owned ATVs, lawnmowers, power equipment, snowmobiles, utility vehicles, and more. Clemick Sales and Service is also the home of the American-made Victory motorcycle line on display at Clemick's on Mapes Road, Mile. Now this is kind of almost a secret unless you tell these people about it, unless you're going back in the back alleys here. This is a wonderful mosaic. What is the story behind the story?
Well, our summer show we called Mosaic of Artists, and we had a variety of artists, plus my students and I also worked on this back wall in conjunction with that particular show we had in July. But we had all community people drive by, drop us off unique little broken pieces of glass and plates, and we have a story behind almost every piece that's up here, from a Santa Claus head up there that belongs to a lady. Her mom had passed away and she dropped it off, and so she said she'd be so thrilled if her Santa was on the wall, to broken Polish pottery that a lady couldn't bear to get rid of. So there are treasures all over, and my students and I spent 7 very long days putting the piece up.
So you're telling me that every little piece has a story and a history of its own then?
It does, and we had so much fun because we also had community members that would stop by and want to help us too. So we had quite a fun week, but it was pretty grueling. I think it was the hottest week in July.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my, this is wonderful. So it just kind of is a testimony to people just to say, hey, every little bit, every little thing has a story. It's been through some sort of experience. I mean, that makes you pause for a moment here, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And also, those of us who are pack rats and hang on to every little thing, there is a use for it.
Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, the abominable snowman. You've heard the names. They whip up an image of a huge, ferocious bipedal creature that roams the deep forests and mountains of wilderness areas around the world. The state of Michigan is no stranger to sightings of such creatures. Our Michigan Magazine Museum has hosted seminars and get-togethers to discuss the possibilities of the existence of such creatures in our state. In doing so, we've conducted countless interviews and recorded dozens of eyewitness sightings and encounters within a 50-mile radius of our museum. We believe those who claim to have had a close encounter with something of that sort are sincere. They've been seeing something, whether the result of an overactive imagination or not. Something they can't explain is roaming very elusively in our woods and forests. You may ask, why then have such encounters not been documented with hard evidence, pictures or photos or remains? The answer by many is that the creature prefers not to be discovered. Some believe the creature can be explained away as a wild animal, such as a bear or escaped exotic pet. Some believe that it may not even be an animal at all, but more of a species of man, a wild man of sorts that simply would like to be left alone. So the creature goes way out of its way not to be detected. Prior to one of our Bigfoot bashes at the Michigan Magazine Museum, we had the distinct honor of welcoming a Bigfoot researcher who tends to believe that what many are seeing is not animal, but more of a species of human that simply wishes to live and let live. Dr. Igor Bourtsev, a researcher of Bigfoot from Moscow, Russia, was introduced to an audience of curious at the Michigan Magazine Museum. His visit was sponsored by Bob Daigle of the Michigan Bigfoot Information Center, who invited the crowd to consider the possibilities.
Well, he's here in the United States for a few months to make contact with Bigfoot researchers both in Canada and the United States. He is great at tromping through the woods and the underbrush and up and down hills and looking for signs of Bigfoot. There's actually more signs of Bigfoot's presence than most people realize, and Dr. Bourtsev has some very good slides that will show you some of that. The other reason he's here, he wants to make the point that sightings of Bigfoot-like creatures are not unique to Canada and the U.S. He's been doing this kind of work in Russia, Asia, Mongolia, many Eastern Europe since 1965, I believe, and he's just written a book about some of those experiences. And he calls himself a hominologist. And the term comes from the, what do they call, archaeologists, anthropologists use this term hominid, and he shortened it to homin. Homin just means human-like. So that's the study of, for instance, if we all heard a Neanderthal man, if there was a Neanderthal man walking around today, we'd call him a homin or a hominid. So the idea is that lots of different peoples, different nationalities in Asia and Eastern Europe and Southeast Asia, Southwest Asia, have reported what we would refer to as hominids. And some of them are quite similar, some of them are a little bit different. And Dr. Bourtsev will fill you in on all those fascinating details. So without further ado, we'll let you get started.
Before, when I started to study this problem, it was 46 years ago, we thought that this creature is just animal, and we were hunting on it, trying to make some special bullets to tranquilize them, like so. And after to study, but step by step, we start to understand that this is very, very close to humans, and even in last time we think that it is human, just in other species. And this problem is not only scientific problem, but also social problem. They don't use clothes, they don't use fire, they don't use tools, they don't use any what we use, humans. And anyway, they live, they survive, they continue their existence, and even they somehow they keep the order in the forest, and now it is much necessary. We are worried about our environment, but also it's necessary to worry about their environment, because their environment is our environment, and that is why I say this problem became a social problem, not only scientific problem, that to discover new species of the animal.
A new species may be plausible, say some, but evidence of this may be hard to come by. But possible evidence has been discovered, according to Dr. Bourtsev. A wild man matching the description of today's Bigfoot was captured along the Caspian Sea back in the 1940s.
It was during World War II. One military doctor, Karapetyan, in the Caucasus, here close to the Caspian Sea. They captured one hairy man. They did not know what is this, and they invited military doctor Karapetyan. It was in 1941 to determine what is this. But he just entered in the barn. It was winter, it was snow, it was frost, and he asked, why you keep this creature, this man in the barn, not in the house? They say he's sweating and smelling very badly. That is why we keep him here in the barn. And after he started to pull out the hairs from his body to check if it is maybe some kind of musk, but it was real hairs. After he noticed that there are lice around his face, but they are more big than humans' lice. You know, during the war, during that war, it was a problem of lies between soldiers, etc. That is why military doctor knew which kind of lies are on the humans. But here he saw that there are in other kinds some more bigger lies. And he said, finally, I don't know what is this. It is not deserter. It is not a spy. It is just a wild man. And he asked local people, there are another nationality, Dagestan is a Muslim, small Muslim republic in the Caucasus. He asked, what you will do with this creature? They said, there is a war time, what they order us, we shall do. And finally, we did not know what happened with this captured biped.
Dr. Bourtsev went on to provide photos and purported hard evidence already documented of large hairy bipeds throughout the world. Evidence that perhaps we're dealing not with a wild animal, but an intelligent creature more human than animal, that wishes not to be detected and who's developed ways to cover its own tracks, so to speak. Sometimes, though, not good enough. Dr. Bourtsev went on well into the night, discussing with anxious attendees in Michigan Magazine's lower gallery about the need to coexist and protect whatever is out there. The doctor and Bob Daigle also provided possible evidence discovered in recent trips the pair made into the immediate area, where signs unique to Bigfoot were discovered, including stackings and prints. Yep, you heard right. Prints of something very large making its home here in northern Michigan. That evidence, by the way, is on display at the Michigan Magazine Museum for you to judge. We all like to wonder about the possibilities of the unknown. It's what makes humankind so unique. Fact or myth, it fascinates us when we come upon something we can't readily dismiss or recognize. So the search continues for Bigfoot with another slant on the possibilities of its existence, and we'll continue to be curious as we host our Bigfoot seminars at the Michigan Magazine Museum. For more information, we invite you to visit Bob Daigle's website at www.michiganbigfoot.org. Michigan Magazine is being brought to you in part by Well, Northern experience is never complete without a stop at the historic Ma Dieters of Luzerne. Enjoy the ambiance inside or outside on the huge patio area. Order from the complete menu with entrees served hot, fresh, and good. Come experience Ma Dieters in the heart of God's country, Luzerne, Michigan. Luzerne Express Campground is the premier campground with everything to make your northern adventure complete. Modern and rustic campsites, equestrian campers welcome, a huge market with bakery and deli, nearby RV, hiking, and horse trails, along with a complete canoe, raft, and kayak rental. Visit us online, then call for more information and reserve your spot today. Experience the beauty, artistry, and taste of Northern Michigan. Come to Amish Country Natural Products on Mount Tom Road, north of Mile, just off M33. From arts and crafts to fresh foods and vegetables, all natural, all local, all good. Stop by and get acquainted with Amish Country Natural Products, 1454 North Mount Tom Road, Mile. Shelter stories, an update of pets at animal shelters throughout Michigan. Before you buy, think about adopting first. Your best friend could be anxiously awaiting. Shelter Stories is brought to you in part by Carrie's Gentle Grooming and Supply on Putnam Road in Hale. Carrie's Gentle Grooming and Supply is a full-service pet grooming salon for all breeds and sizes, even cats. When you bring your pet to Carrie's, you know you're providing the best for your best friend. Carrie's Gentle Grooming and Supply, Hale. As Michigan Magazine scours the animal shelters throughout the state to bring the stories of rescue and animal adoption, it's essential that we stress to all our viewers that sometimes the story's ultimate outcome is not a happy one. There are still shelters out there that have little space, and to euthanize is the ultimate outcome. That's their solution to an overcrowded shelter, and it's not necessarily the sick or weak that face this ultimate demise. Even the healthiest and seemingly happiest within some shelters are terminated simply because there was no room at the inn. We do salute shelters like you see here who make every effort to find homes for the homeless, who do not euthanize simply to make more room. But they are out there. And we urge you to visit your local shelter and make it priority to adopt and not shop for your next forever family friend. And remember that some shelters are not restricted to cats and dogs, but also are sheltered to everything from guinea pigs to pigeons, parrots, cockatiels, and everything in between. Think about it, won't you, as we now present this week's review of sheltered pets throughout Michigan, waiting for their forever family home. Shelter Stories, an update of pets at animal shelters throughout Michigan. Before you buy, think about adopting first. Your best friend could be anxiously awaiting. Shelter Stories is brought to you in part by Carrie's Gentle Grooming and Supply on Putnam Road in Hale. Carrie's Gentle Grooming and Supply is a full-service pet grooming salon for all breeds and sizes, even cats. When you bring your pet to Carrie's, you know you're providing the best for your best friend. Carrie's Gentle Grooming and Supply, Hale.
Vacation. Don't make the planning of it more than what you're trying to get away from. At northernmichigancabinrentals.com, you can choose from over 2,500 cabins, cottages, lodges, resorts, lakefront vacation home rentals, and more. Whatever experience you're looking for, from rustic to luxury and everything in between. No more rustling with telephone books. No more endless internet searches. Just one site with over 2,500 Northern Michigan destinations. northernmichigancabinrentals.com.
It's been a great year. As we say so long to 2014, we welcome with open arms the promises of 2015. Thanks so much for staying with us this past year and spreading the word about Michigan Magazine. With that said, here's this week's phrase of the week. It comes from Ireland. May you always have walls for the winds and a roof for the rain. You know what to do. Happy New Year, everyone. We'll see you next week for another edition of Michigan Magazine. We'd like to thank all those that help keep Michigan Magazine on the road. Thunder Bay Resort, a destination for all seasons with special events and packages. Thunder Bay Resort in Hillman. Hale Hardware, your do-it center in Hale, Michigan. Much more than a regular hardware store, providing everything you need for whatever your project is, along with a knowledgeable sales staff to get her done. Serving Northern Michigan since 1946. Hale Hardware, south of M65 at Ainsley in Hale. Rose Valley Winery on Beechwood Road in Rose City. See what thousands are raving about, creating a delicious variety of award-winning Michigan wines. Stop by and taste for yourself. The taste of Michigan is yours at Rose Valley Winery. Have fun with your photos at Rose City Drug. In the photo department, get fast processing and have fun by creating unique digital photo gifts on site or online. Save those precious memories at Rose City Drug, 2640 North M33 Rose City, or online.